delegates, ladies and gentlemen, and my entire family of Cmru. Welcome to the International Conference on Management and Data Analytics of 2022. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. I should argue that an unbeaten Ibrahim of the 5th semester BBA will be your host for this inaugural ceremony.
Cmru University, in association with Area University, Israel, Operational Research Society of India, Bangalore Chapter, and Association of Management Development Institution of South Asia, is organizing this international conference on management and data analytics 2022. Cmru University is a leading university with focus on promoting interdisciplinary education for sustainable development. The university has over 50 plus undergraduate, postgraduate, doctoral programs offered through 9 schools. The School of Management offers undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctoral programs in management from 3 campuses in Bangalore.
Talking about Indian University, it was established in 1982 and was officially recognized as a full research center in 2012, making it Israel's newest university. It is evolving into a major institution of research and higher education. Indian University strives to play a meaningful role in mending gaps between different population groups and provide new opportunities for all its students to realize their personal potential to the fullest. Indian University has integrated research and development into its prime goal of educating the next generation. Indian University's award-winning technological incentives incubator has an exceptional track record of nurturing seed-stage companies to success.
About Operations Research Society of India, ORSI, is a forum for the operational research scientists to widen their horizon by exchange of knowledge and application of techniques.
It is truly a privilege to be a part of this collaboration. Now I request to invite Ms. Sanjana to render the invocation.
Gajavardhana Veduve Gauri Tanaya Gajavardhana Veduve Gauri Tanaya Trijagamanditane Sujana Purivane Trijagamanditane Sujana Purivane Gajavardhana Veduve Gauri Tanaya Gajavardhana Veduve Pasankushataya Parama Pavitra Pasankushataya Parama Pavitra Mushikavahana Mushikavahana Munijana Prema Mushikavahana Munijana Prema Gajavardhana Veduve Gauri Tanaya Gajavardhana Veduve.
Thank you, Sanjana. Lighting a lamp of knowledge dispels the darkness of ignorance. I would like to invite the dignitaries to light the lamp and initiate the proceedings.
Thank you all. I request Dr. Susan, Dean School of Management and School of Economics and Commerce, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Shivan. Respected dignitaries, on and officers, delegates for the conference, faculty members, and my dear students. It's indeed a privilege and pleasure to deliver the welcome address on the eve of this international conference of management and data analytics. First, I would like to welcome the chief guest of the day, Dr. Mamata B.R., for the event. With elections around the corner, the administrators, especially senior officers like Dr. Mamata, are quite caught up with administrative responsibilities. In spite of her hectic schedule, ma'am readily agreed to inaugurate this event. On behalf of the management, faculty, staff, and students of Cmru University, and on behalf of the conference committee, I extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Mamata. I would also like to welcome Mr. Anthony, keynote speaker for the session. With IT getting back to work from office, I am sure that Mr. Anthony would have high hands too. As heading the HR function of a leading global bank, Wells Fargo, in India, he did have challenges in giving approval from global headquarters for participating in an external event. In spite of this, he persisted and chose to be here today and agreed to deliver the keynote address. On behalf of the conference committee and Cmru, I would like to welcome you to this event. CKC Ramamurthy sir, our Chancellor Ma'am, Dr. Savita Ramamurthy, and Provost Dr. Krista Ramamurthy, though they could not be present, they have communicated their wishes for the success of this particular. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome our Dean Academics, Dr. Sujata, who has always been supportive of the endeavors of this club. Welcome. Leadership team members of the university to the conference. The delegates who will be participating in the proceedings over the next 2 days are the favor of the conference. I would like to welcome all the delegates to this conference who are here and who are listening from different parts of the country and abroad. Especially, I would like to welcome Professor Moti Billy and Professor Inon Zakaman of RIM University, RIM, and his colleagues who are presenting the papers in this conference. I would also like to welcome our faculty members and students to this conference. Welcome, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I request our conference chair, Dr. O. Prakash, to provide an overview of the conference.
Leaders in the and warm welcome to all delegates from various states. We have around more papers coming from other states. So around 50% of the papers come from other states. Since we offer both online and offline presentation facility, we got more of online presenters than offline presenters. So when we started off around 6 months back, we didn't know whether the fourth wave would be big or would it peter off like what it did. So we had gone for both offline and online. So we got around 333 papers, submissions, and out of which we selected and sent the acceptance mail for around 165 papers. So out of the 165 papers, we have got today around 133 delegates who are paid and registered for the conference, and they will be presenting both offline and online in this conference. So we have got around many papers from foreign countries, like we have got papers from US, Canada, Israel, of course, Susan told, and we have got from Bangladesh and Malaysia. And from various states, we have got maximum papers from Kerala and Andhra Pradesh, and many papers from northern states also. So that is the statistics of the papers. We are very happy with the crowd here, and we have got around 50% of the presenters who have come here for offline presentation. So out of the 133 papers totally that will be presented at this conference in the next 2 days, we have around 68 papers which will be presented offline in the various rooms. We have made around 8 rooms, parallel rooms where presentations will be happening in the next 2 days. And tomorrow afternoon we'll be winding up with the valedictorian session. So I thank all the people, all the delegates who have presented the papers and registered for this conference, and look forward to the active participation. And we have come up with the conference proceedings. So we have printed all these in the ISBN conference proceedings book. Since we had a huge number of papers, the conference book is almost coming up to 850 pages, a huge volume. So we have put on a CD, and I request the dignitaries of the dais to release the CD on this occasion. So we'll be distributing the CD during the valedictory to all the delegates who will be presented up. This
Thank you, Omi sir. Now it is time to introduce our new chief guest. I request Dr. Silva to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Mamta Digar.
Dr. Mamta Digar, IAS, has over 28-year career as an administrator. And during her career, she has trained policymakers, drafted public policies, and dealt hands-on with the day-to-day work of governance at all levels, from the city corporation to the chief minister's office. She is presently the Inspector General of Stamps and Registration, Government of Karnataka. She simultaneously wears the hat of Joint Director General of Administrative Training Institute, where IAS and KAS officers are trained. Dr. Mamta has always believed in multitasking and continues the quest for knowledge, even by dealing with knotty problems of state administration. She has completed a PhD from Bangalore University on the topic, a study of the organizational communication system using IT-mediated tools, which helps in increasing system efficiency in governance. She has a track record of committed diligence and effectiveness when it comes to implementing e-governance. Between 1999 and 2007, as an officer on special duty in the office of then Chief Ministers, Mr. S.M. Krishna, Sri Dharam Singh, and Sri H.D. Kumaraswamy. Dr. Mamta designed and developed a public delivery system for the Chief Minister's office that reflected Karnataka's pioneering position in India's e-governance. Dr. Mamta was also actively involved in the implementation of Sakala, the government of Karnataka's time-bound services to citizens that ensures delivery of government services to the public on time. Dr. Mamta was a gold medalist in her Masters in Mass Communication and has been a journalist, a college lecturer, and a product manager in a leading IT company before getting into public service and governance. Dr. Mamta is married to a research scientist and has a 16-year-old daughter. She is also a painter and is interested in all kinds of craft, cultural heritage, creative writing, and non-fiction. The weekly column, Unseen Karnataka, in the New Indian Express was extremely popular. We are indeed fortunate to have a multifaceted personality and an accomplished administrator in our presence. I request our Dean Academics, Dr. Sujya Bennett, to welcome ma'am with a salute. I now request Dr. Mamata Bia, IAS, to deliver her inaugural address.
Dr. Sujata and distinguished guests on the dais and my dear friends. I've been told 15 minutes, so I have to stick to 15 minutes. It's a little bit tough, especially when you see a lot of youngsters. And as you're growing older, you want to start, you nurture that age and you want to tell them some wisdoms that you have gathered along the way, hoping that that will help them. So, seeing so many youngsters here, I may find it very difficult. 15 minutes is too less. Also, I have been very strictly asked by my colleague to speak about Sakala, but I'd like to speak about other things as well. Just seeing all these young faces motivating me to tell them a little bit of wisdom I gathered as a rolling stone. It's a very impressionable age, and probably the best. Most people have already told me that I'm repeating it, although it's a cliche. The best is the golden period of their age. But also, it gives you a longer period to put your life in order. There are many of us. So there are some 4 or 5 golden rules that I have thought would be useful for all of you. One is, I have found wherever I have gone, I have interacted with a lot of, I continue to teach one subject every year on a honorary basis with some college or the other, so that I can keep in touch with the young students of today. So I have found, as we grow, as they're going along every year, there are 2 things that are happening. One thing is diminishing, the other thing is coming up, it's adding up. increasing. Patience, very little patience. Every year I find the newer generations of students having lesser and lesser patience and an increase in ego. Even as you are born, you already have an ego. That way you give out, it's coming out of your womb, mother's womb, has so much of ego in it. It's me, look at me. So as we grow, that has been growing. When I look at the generation before me and my own generation and the generation now, I find that is a big stumbling block for the newer generation. The higher incidence of suicides, the higher incidence of not being able to take failure. A lot of it is can we owe to or we owe this generation. All of us decided we will cut down the family size. We have one child or a two-child policy. So what do? We pamper that child with everything that we have. The child has to do everything that we have done. The child, all our dreams are the children's dreams. So the child that you are today is a result of all this with a huge bloated ego. Apita. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತಿದೆ, ಮರಕ್ಕಿನ ಮರ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದೆ. There's always a bigger fish in the ocean. The more humble you become, the more you become. It will take you a long way in your journey. I find even a little boy or a little girl refusing to apologize or say sorry. Even to say sorry, it's a big issue. That is because of the bloated ego. Cut it down. Now is the time before you enter the real world and attack the real or attacked by the real world. Cut down your ego. Don't be scared of failures. None of us here. If I were Buddha today, I would say, please bring cease and seeds from that house where nobody has failed. It would be very difficult. Everybody has failed somewhere or the other. Failure. There's a very beautiful speech by J.K. Rowling in Harvard University for their graduation. An excellent speech on the value of failure. I wish all of you read it. I don't want to repeat it or quote from there, but I'd like all of you to read it. It is available on the net. It tells you the value of failure. A person who fails a couple of times is sure to succeed future in his life. A person who keeps succeeding throughout and fails sometime at the twilight age is shattered. He can't take it beyond. He can't take it at that age. So try to look at failures in a more positive way. A failure is teaching you many things. So Angantakshana, don't try to fail your exam this year. That's not what I'm trying to say. Somebody shouldn't take it so literally. I'm saying when you do fail, not in the exam, but in any other things. Many things in life you may fail. You may fail as a son. You may fail as a husband. You may fail as a child, or you may fail as a student. Everything is a stepping stone for your success and for making a better you that we face the world. Third thing I'd like to say is charity. Okay, before that, gratitude. Get up in the morning and be grateful to all those very people who are helping you to succeed in your life. It sounds like a cliche. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಈಗ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಂಗಂತ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ have gratitude. Start your day with it. I have found many people complaining, and in the complaint itself, you know that there is something to be grateful about. I know once, now somebody who became a senior KS officer and all that, once telling me, I was in the village, my cousin brought me to Bangalore. He put me to Kannada medium school. Had he put me to English medium school, I would have become a much bigger person. A KS officer. The next minute, I wanted to ask him. I said, he brought you from a village. Be grateful. He put you to a school and educated you. Be grateful. You become a KS officer because of him. There should be gratitude. So in everything that we complain about, there is something to be grateful about. Try to look at that. And as much as possible, talk less. Talk less, listen more. Everybody has a truth to tell you. Everybody has something to tell you. Just listen. The more patiently you listen, the more wise you become. Charity. I know a couples who 10% to 20% of their salary every month, they keep it out for that charity. So somebody once, one minister like to ask me, what is the use of doing this charity? Because the person you do charity to just takes it and then forgets about it. Charity is not for him to be grateful to you. The charity is for your own conscience, for your own growth, for your own well-being, and not for somebody else. Just remember that. Try to put certain percentage. You're very young. Even if you put away 100 rupees every month from your salary when you start earning as charity, you're still going a long way. Whichever the job be. In every class, it's a very funny thing that happens, I've seen. Those students who think are totally useless, a problem to the class, the hindrance to good knowledge, are the ones who do very well in life. And those people who sit down in the front bench and listen to you, absorb everything, somewhere turns out to be mediocre. Not that they won't do well, but they will be somewhere in the mediocre. It's a very strange thing. So I started studying that. I said, why is that happening? So batches and batches after students went out. Starting from my own days as a student, I don't say I was a very good student. I was a person who was very interested in everything. I was like a child. The curiosity of a child was always there. So I used to take part in art, music. So I was more outside the class than ever in the class. And I used to sit down and study from my books and ensure that I am always on the safe, because I had a very strict father. So when I took my report card, I didn't want to become that day's problem for the entire family. So I always ensured I was average, above average, or maybe sometimes a distinction, but never mostly outside the class. So I've been observing people from those days, people who have excelled. It is not how well they did in academics, it is how well they perform whatever job that is given to them. If you are a sweeper, also try to make a success of it. Excel, be the best sweeper in the world. Innovate in any job that you are in. Try to innovate and see how best you can do it in a better way. Next thing that I'd like to I'll end with that is be proud of your country, your state, your community, your college, your alma mater, your teachers, be proud. Be proud of the city of Bangalore. No matter what, no matter whatever flooding, whatever that is happening, Bangalore is still a great city. A city which is recognized on the world map. Be proud of it. Be the best Bangalorean possible. So here I will tell you about Sakala. So you have to give back to your city, your government, your country, your state. So what is that you can give back? What is Sakala? Sakala is Karnataka's guarantee of time-bound services act. It has more than 1,200 services which are come under that, which we promise to give you on a time and we keep that promise. Suppose I don't keep to that promise, that whoever the government servant who delays your service will pay out of his pocket 20 rupees. It was the first time in India we came up with something like this. In fact, I have been given the Prime Minister's Award for that. We the best possible gift. If you apply for a service and you don't get it on time, you are liable to get the 20 rupees per day as a compensation, plus you can appeal and get whatever services you need to get. That is if you are eligible. You can't say, I want a minority certificate and be a Hindu. If you are a Hindu, you don't get minority certificate. But you say, you told Sakala, we will give it on time, please give it. Only if you are eligible for the service. If you don't get it, you can appeal and get it. And the concerned officer who delays it out of his pocket, it's not from the government, it's out of his pocket, he keeps paying you 20 rupees for every day of delay he creates. So, what can you do to your country and state and city and your community? Become a Sakala Mitra. We have started something called Sakala Mitra. A person who becomes a Sakala Mitra will be able to help us spread the word of mouth, educate people about Sakalas, come back as a feedback mechanism, tell us where it is going wrong. So you become a partner in Sakala. So anybody who is interested can apply on the website sakala.gov.in, so .kr.in. Please, you will be doing great service to your country. Enjoy a good quality of life. Somebody in the audience can say, "Man, there are so many potholes. My quality of life is not good." So, what is your contribution to that pothole? Please always think, what is my contribution to this problem? As a CEO in Tumkur, I had once gone on an inspection to the villages. Every village, I want to see their water treatment plants. So every village I went, I would gather some youngsters who would keep following me from village to village. So after about 15-20 villages, I got tired of them because the gathering became too big. So I stopped by and I said, "What are you people doing? Why are you following me around? I'm doing my duty. Why are you following me around?" They just, sheepish gave. I said, "What are you doing? What's your name? What are you doing?" So he said, "I'm studying law in Tumkur, but I'm from this village. I come for a holiday." So like that, everybody had a story to tell, and they were all from those villages that I was going to. So when I went to the next village, I found that women were peeling vegetables and putting it into the drain. So I called those boys. I said, "See, the drain will get filled up now, and it will get clogged. Then you will blame the government. So why don't you educate? At least do that when you come from the village for your holiday to the village. Do that. Go to house, educate people to keep their surroundings clean. answer was, I was shocked. He says, what is government doing, madam? It is PDO's job to clean the drain. So forget about that. Whose job it is? It is your, if you make them clean the drain second time, it is your money, it is the taxpayers' money which is going into that drain. Educate them so that you can prevent the use of that money. You can use it for better purposes. So, like when I say enjoy good quality of life, good habits, good company, read a lot, not just cartoons and comics, read newspapers, read books. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆ, ದೇಶ ಸುತ್ತಬೇಕು, ಕೋಶ ಓದಬೇಕು. ದೇಶ ಸುತ್ತಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ you have to see, you have to travel. You become a mature person if you travel and if you read. Reading teaches you a lot about life. Now I come to the real subject, the data analytics, the economics. You won't believe you are, whoever is in this field is sitting on a gold mine. There's such a dearth of good talent, or there's no talent, good or bad, there's no talent available. Working on data analytics. All those who are today working on data analytics are coming from statistics background, are not trained in data analytics. They come out with their probabilities theories, their various inferences, which is very statistical, may not be totally purely right. We have in government lot of data. Even in Sakala, I have introduced something called Citizen Happiness Index. From the data that is available, doing the analysis, talking to people, getting their, like you go to a mall and buy something, immediately give you a questionnaire. Or even nowadays they don't even give you a question, they just take your mobile number and you get one. Kind of a thing with 3, 4, 5 smileys. If you don't look below the smiley, you will just look at the Google smiley and you will click on it. That will be the wrong reference. Somewhere it says extremely happy, somewhere it says happy, somewhere it says sad, somewhere it says something else. So everybody is taking feedback. So why not government? So in government we are taking feedback for everybody who is approaching for services under Sakala, and we are using that data, analyzing how many people are happy, how many people are unhappy. If they are unhappy, why are they unhappy? Did they encounter a problem? Did somebody ask them for a price? Did somebody not even take their application properly, or somebody made them come hundreds of times? What is that made them unhappy? So something called Citizen Happiness Index report, which comes out in the newspaper saying how many people are happy, how many people are unhappy, and why are they unhappy. And what we have done in the government to take what all the feedback from the unhappy people, what have we done to correct us? So there is so much more that can now. Right now, I'm Inspector General of Registration. Oh, the amount of data I have, unbelievable. If I can sit down and analyze, I will be able to tell you how many people from outside Bangalore are buying up land here. How many people, what is the age group of people who are buying up land here? How many people are going in for flats? How many people are coming in for sites? How many people are going for agricultural land? What is their demography? What is the real estate? People are telling me, oh, there is a real estate slowdown. Sorry, boss, I fail to understand how I am having the highest ever record revenue collection in my department and the registration in my department when the real estate is slow, if the real estate is slow. So there are many things that the data analytics person with that specialization can do, and there will be a lot of openings in the government itself for such candidates. Plus, My own nephew, now he's in EA doing, he did his mathematics from Cambridge University. Master, now doing another master's in data analytics and artificial intelligence in EA University. So he tells me, we haven't explored, and worked on more than 10% of the, means whatever we have exploited and worked on is only less than 10% of the data available in this world. So whatever data is lying around is just lying around. Put them together, draw some inferences, better human lives. So with that invitation to all of you to do well, I hope this conference on management and data analytics comes up with some very good recommendations, good papers. I would also like to go through your whatever they have given me right now, the series. I will definitely go through it because of it's a very subject very close to my heart. And I wish you all the best. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Thank you, ma'am. That was truly an inspiring inauguration.
Like Mom said, I'm proud to inform that we at Cmru University have already started our community program service. Thank you for your words, Mom. It is time to introduce our keynote speaker for the session. I request Dr. Vivek to introduce Mr. Prabhanand.
Thank you very much. Ma'am, that is a truly inspiring speech. I'm sure the students would gain much from that. It is now my happy duty to introduce Mr. Vivek Anthony. Like Subal sir said, Mr. Vivek Anthony has come and spared his time to be with us, and we are indeed thankful to you for that. Mr. Vivek Anthony is an MBA graduate and a seasoned human resource executive with over 16 years of experience in HR business partner roles across various industries, predominantly in global IT and ITES companies. He has an in-depth understanding of all aspects of HR business partner roles. And throughout this career, he has demonstrated an astute sense of understanding of business needs, crafting creative solutions, spotting emerging trends, and staying ahead in a dynamic environment. During his distinguished career, Mr. Vivek Anthony has been part of various global assignments. He has played key roles in leading organizational transformation, building workplace culture, enabling organizational growth both organically and inorganically, and also designing people strategies from scratch. So it's very obvious that Mr. Vivek Anthony is very much a people's person, but rooted in strategy and a global vision. He has been recognized by various organizations for conceptualizing and spearheading some out-of-the-box practices and being a change agent. He is also known to be an extremely good team player and has worked closely with all functions in HR and is instrumental in creating highly successful programs and initiatives. In his current role, Mr. Anthony is part of the Wells Fargo HRBP team, leading 3 lines of businesses in technology infrastructure, technology office, and enterprise functions, which have close to about 4,500 employees. He is responsible for designing talent strategy, thus enabling business impact in various lines of businesses located in India and in the Philippines. Prior to joining Wells Fargo, Mr. Anthony was with Dell for about 7 years as HR business partner in sales, and before that as a specialist HR at Accenture for about 4 years. So he comes with a real wealth of experience and a broad range of job responsibilities handled. Mr. Anthony has highly developed numerical and analytical skills. He is passionate about people and is capable of working with multiple stakeholders and competing priorities using technology as a key driver to deliver business goals. He is known for exercising sound judgment, can troubleshoot, and can resolve complex issues. That's a definition of a leader and a perfect manager for you right there. His business leaders have often used the word balance to describe him. He is someone both discerning and strategic who works with a sense of urgency while still maintaining a high standard of quality, governance, and also upholding the values of the corporation which he serves. Throughout his career, he has been acquiring new skills and he has recently completed his executive program in human resource management from Icomda. So, students and researchers who are here, we have a perfect example of a person who is actually a specialist in HR, but is also deeply into data analytics. So, I think, sir, you are a very apt person to be addressing us all here today. We are privileged to have you with us, and I will now request Dr. Sugan to welcome Mr. Anthony with a sample. Thank you, sir. I will now invite Mr. Vipin Anthony to deliver the keynote address.
Professor, thank you for the lovely words. I think I myself was wondering, there are a lot of things that we picked up, and thank you so much. Appreciate it. So, once again, good morning, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Sudha and the entire faculty members of Cmru to invite me to be a keynote speaker for this prestigious program at the university. And absolute privilege, Mr. was saying, privilege to speak to so many bright students and so many of you all who come here to present your papers. It's such a privilege. Major disclaimer, I'll pick up some cues from what you mentioned in such an inspirational speech. So I'll definitely pick up some of those cues in the next 10 minutes. Couple of things that I myself wanted to share and kind of put a very corporate aspect to what we've been doing. So let me rewind the time, probably 17 years back. We used to have similar setups. Professor Sugan was one of my professors during my MBA days. So I'm a student of his, and I remember having similar setups of students, and we used to have faculty members. And I think the most important aim during those times, when we were there in colleges, was to ensure that we complete the 2 years of post graduation, get a good campus part, and get a good job and settle down. And now what I see, probably how time has flown, it's absolutely changing significantly. The days that we're talking about now are the kind of information that students have. Students come kind of go back and decide which company that they would like to join in. There's a different focus, different thought, from what used to be there earlier, wherein we kind of picked up the first offer that we got. Probably did not go back and look at, what's the company doing, what some of those things. I think that has changed significantly. The entire effort right now is on information that is there. Students are informed. In a click of a button today, probably you will get to know how the organization is doing, what the employers are talking about those organizations. Is it good, bad, is it a good place to be in? So the amount of information that is available is significant. On the other hand, today, organizations have changed their approach, right? Earlier it was about ensuring that they have manpower, but now they're talking about hiring the right person, the right candidate, the right job, the right fitment. organizations are talking about how do we need to go back attract, how do we go back retain people, how do we engage people, and most importantly, how do we develop people? I think that's what is significantly changing in the way the approach is happening. I want to pick this up stating that if things keep moving on, the kind of changes that we go back and expect will be far higher. Earlier days, and I remember this, and taking myself back when I got my first job as an HR person, the first job that I did, and the first activity that I did was filing. So my manager, first manager gave me a bunch of papers and saying, why did you do employee filing? And I remember spending a lot of time doing stapling, punching, filing, and keeping that. Things have changed. And I remember we do a lot of campus hiring and we kind of go to campuses. And in a similar campus setup, I was talking to students, and one of the students just came up and said, uh, great, I think the company was great, everything's fine. What's the kind of role that I can get that could create a strategic impact in the industry and the organization that I'll be having? And that was a question from a campus graduate, which took me a couple of steps back to say, now this individual comes in and starts talking of having a strategic impact. And here I am in a company 15, 16 years, and then this is the time that I am now talking how I can go back and make an impact. I think that's how significantly things have changed. And predominantly, this is all about how do we develop ourselves, and I'm picked up the topic of automation. Some of the data kind of shows that by 2040, around 63 odd million jobs, and again, I'm talking about jobs across all industries, we talk about agriculture, economy, we talk about corporate, would get automated. So there's a lot of discussion about the on automation that is coming, and that brings up the most important piece of how about that we all need to go back and reinvent ourselves continuously. I think that becomes very key to our work. You were mentioning at a later stage, I recently did my IM certification. I'm a postgraduate, but I wanted to do something. The predominant reason was I started realizing that as things started happening, I have kind of forgotten some of the basics of human resources, right? Kind of what that kind of discussion, kind of aspects, points on human resources that kind of forgotten because I kind of started working too much. The reason was to go back, reinvent myself, get back to some basics, understand what's happening, and then kind of get back to the work, really helpful. So I think it's very important. The world is moving in a very fast pace. We're talking about what, we're talking about AI, machine learning. And I always worry that sometimes work of human resources that we have, I think the word human might just go off soon. That's the level of automation, that's the level of work that is happening across. So the importance of reinventing yourself and everyone around is so high. Today's generation that we need to go back and reinvent ourselves always. And that really is an important piece. And I think mostly for the students around you who have been doing a lot of these multiple subjects, you'll be learning a lot of subjects around. At some point of time, you could be specializing yourself into one or two of those subjects. The importance, and that I realized from my learning and probably professors also used to say, keep all the aspects there. It's not just about human resources. Today, I understand the reason because you just cannot be a human resource specialist if you don't understand finance, if you don't understand the org development aspect, you do not understand the nitty-gritties of an organization. Right? So it's just not about human resources, it's about the management part, it's about finance, it's about understanding balance sheets, it's about all the aspect that comes around with it. So very important, please keep yourself briefed up if there are things that you study, don't drop it off saying, this is not my specialization because it plays a very important role in me. One of the important things that I've also learned is, a good friend of mine had mentioned that when you get into a corporate structure, typically it's around 30, 35 years. We will not talk about early retirement, but I'm talking about typical career which lasts around 30, 35 years. The first 1 to 10 years of what we do in the corporate is about leading ourselves, trying to understand what our strengths are. The next 10 to another 20 odd years, the 10, 20, 25 years that we have is basically leading others. This is a time that we go back, lead others from our learning that we go back and do. And the next probably 15 years that we have, or 10, 15 years we have, is more of leading an organization. So it's a huge runway when we kind of get into corporate world. The runway is huge. 1 or 2 years, and family mentioned failure. 1 or 2 years of some of the failures that you have has always been a learning. Right? So take that in an important strength. Last but not the least, and I think this is the most important. Uh, all these aspects can happen. Everything is there. The automation, kind of keep yourself, reinventing yourself. But I think one of the most important things that you shouldn't forget is yourself. I think that's where I picked up the point of saying of suicide rates and other things. Where today in the corporate setup, we talk a lot about mental wellness. There's a lot of discussion that happens on mental wellness because what's happening in the midst of all this race that we are in, we forget about ourselves. And I think that comes as a big miss. So nowadays we talk about an entire team that is being set up. These are unheard of, at least when I started off working. Teams being set up just to take care of mental wellness. There are 24/7 hotlines that people can call, set up by the company itself, if there are aspects and issues that we want to go back and discuss on mental wellness. And we find them absolutely useful. Right. So I think that's how things are changing, and we did speak about how mental wellness would be there. And there are 3 or 4 pointers that I would also like to bring on mental wellness is connect with people. I know this is the time for WhatsApp and emails, but I think it's very important that we don't miss the part of connect with people. Because the phone, meet up with people, I think it's very important to do that. Keep yourself physically active, at least whatever possible way and whatever possible that you can go back and do. Keep yourself physically active. Learn new skill. I think that's the third most important. Always keep your brain up and running. Absolutely important. And I think one of the most important pieces is also highlighted. That we're saying, give. Give something to the society. Give something to people around it. It creates a specific happiness inside you that brings in there. So I think those are some of the pointers that I thought would be important to kind of highlight. And I can't reiterate the importance of data analytics and other stuff. Just to give an example, in places that I've seen, we never used to have a data analytics team per se. It always used to be this one person in the team who was good in Excel, good in macros, is your data guy, and whatever says, we ask the person, can you go back and do this? Today, we are talking about jobs created for data analytics. We've got teams being made for data analytics. There are a bunch of people who are experts on data analytics, who are there in organizations kind of working, churning out multiple level of information. Today, ourselves, and when I kind of look at all the experts that are there, and myself now don't call myself, I'm decently good with Excel and other stuff, but nowadays I stopped doing that. Because I know there's a team which is kind of equipped doing that. I think the importance of data continues to grow every single minute that we have, and the amount of information that we have is too much. Right. So with that, I like to wish especially the students all the best for your careers, all the people who come here for your respective white papers. I wish you all the best. I'm sure you do wonders. And thank you so much for your time and patience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, we request our Dean Academics, Dr. Sundra Bennett, to share a few words.
Very good morning. distinguished guests on and off the dais, invitees, members from the Indian University's RAID, Operation Society of India, delegates, research scholars, faculty members, and my dear students. It's a very wonderful day in the sense that I think post-corona, this is our first international conference which is being organized in an offline manner. So it's really overwhelming and very heartening. Dear students, I've never been in such a forum wherein, every gamut of our personality is being thrown bare by the guests. I'm sure that you're so fortunate to listen to somebody like Dr. Mamta and Mr. Vivian Anthony. I think that you should put your hands together to both of them. Their time is very precious, and in spite of that, they be amidst us is only for one reason, and that is to put across their wisdom to each one of you. I'm sure that you are not only hearing but listening as well as assimilating. Dr. Mamta, I just look at Dr. Mamta. She's a fantastic person. You know, she was a journalist, she was an educator, she's an administrator, and she's keeping on learning and performing. And it's marvelous. And look at Mr. Vivian Anthony, how he has grown from what he was a couple of decades back and where is he now. I mean, all these are learning instances. This is education beyond classroom. We have put a huge lot of curricular aspects into our functioning. Ma'am had said a lot of learnings. For example, she was talking about being grateful, counting your blessings, being patient, and so on and so forth. So we have developed ourselves in three major graduate attributes. One is to make each one of our graduates socially responsible and engaged. We have a way, Cmru University is one of the very few universities where we have a very structured community service program, failing which the children would not be getting a degree. So we are very serious about it. We are aspiring to clock 1 lakh hours of community service this year. And it is just not by the hands, but by the hearts as well. Right? Yeah, thank you so much. The other two graduate attributes which we wish to see each one of our graduates imbibe is to become reflective, lifelong learners, and you are an exemplary person for that. Put your hands together once again for Dr. Martha. And the third one is, of course, making each of our graduates ethical, and very competent leaders of tomorrow. Yeah, I think that will do. The last two graduate attributes we are building through another layer of our curriculum, rather which is again bifurcated into common core curriculum. I think that will do. And another very unique layer of our curriculum, which is very exclusive to Cmru University, is the LEAP program, which is Learning Engagement Advancement Program. So dear students, I think that will do. Dear students, you have a wonderful opportunity to listen to people like Dr. Mamta and Mr. Vivian Anthony, and also your stay in the institution should be a huge learning experience, which is our aspiration. You might not appreciate today, but tomorrow you would reflect and say that that was a fantastic journey. That is what we wish in each one of you. We don't want any one of you looking back and tell that I wish I could have done that. We don't want any one of you saying that this is the opportunity we are providing. And yesterday I was in a conference, and in the conference it was the heads of our professional bodies like ICAI, CMA, and CSI, and so on and so forth. And all of them were talking about that chartered accountants should not be just get chartered accountants, but they should also be learning about forensic, cyber security, cyber laws, and so on and so forth. So when the opportunity came to me, I said, excuse me, this is what we are doing in Cmru University, and we are driving it through. Can anyone of you say what is it? Are you thinking? How are we driving that? They were not just talking about chartered accountants, they were also talking about company secretary people, the CMA people, and so on and so forth. And they said they should be knowing about all these. And how do you think that CMI University is driving? Yeah? Any one of you could rise and say that? If you are sure about it. Sorry? Yes, exactly. That's nice. I don't know who's that wonderful soul. Yes, put your hands together. We are taking the interdisciplinary electives very seriously, wherein you could be from any discipline and you can choose your interdisciplinary electives from any of the schools. This would make our learning extremely interdisciplinary and be up the game when you finish your program after 2 years or 3 years. I'm extremely happy that the School of Management has put together this international conference. It's a wonderful marriage between management and business analytics. I know that a whole lot of hard work would have gone into putting up this conference by all the faculty members and students. And I think that you can give a final applaud to the School of Management, please. On behalf of the entire fraternity of CMI University, I wish the conference all the very best, and I hope that each one of you has plenty of takeaways. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sujata and Mom. We have officially come to the end of the inaugural session. Now, I request Dr. Puri, Director of School of Management, to deliver the closing remarks.
Thank you very much. We have reached the end of this inaugural session, and it now becomes my very happy duty to deliver the vote of thanks to those who have made this event such a successful one. At the outset, I would like to place on record our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Mamta B.R., IAS Inspector General of Registration and Commissioner of Stamps, Additional Mission Director, Sakala Mission, Government of Karnataka, who has accepted our invitation and in spite of her busy schedule, has delivered the inaugural address at this event. Ma'am, I was especially enthralled to know that you are actually working on an happiness index. Before this, we are used to hearing countries like Bhutan say that they no longer follow the GDP, they look at the gross happiness index. So we are very glad that our state is blessed to have people like you at the help of affairs who is thinking of this and setting up such indexes, because in the final analysis we believe that it is really the happiness index which is important, more important perhaps than our domestic production. So it's a good initiative, ma'am, and I'm sure under your leadership it will grow. So now I would request Dr. Suja Bennett to hand over a small memento as a token of our appreciation to Dr. Mamta. Thank you, ma'am. Next, a big thank you to Mr. William Anthony, Vice President, Wells Fargo and Company, for having taken the trouble of coming here and delivering his keynote address at Icomda 2022. Sir, your words have been truly inspiring, and I'm sure that many of the researchers here and elsewhere will be highly motivated to follow your example and become proficient in data analytics while at the same time becoming experts in their own chosen fields. Like you very rightly said, data analytics is no longer a specialization, it is an all-pervading necessity, and all disciplines must have some component of skills in data analytics. I call upon Dr. Sugan to hand over a small memento as a token of gratitude to Mr. Vivian. Thank you. Our chairman of CMR Group of Institutions, Shri K.C. Ramamurthy, is absent here, but he has sent us his regards, and it is my solemn duty to place on record our sincere gratitude to him. He has always been supportive of us and encouraged us to strive harder and set higher and higher benchmarks for ourselves. So thank you, sir, for your guidance, and we are always grateful for that. So also Dr. Savita Ramamurthy, Chancellor of CMR University. She is the rock around which all of us thrive, and she's always been an example of excellence, a spirit of perseverance, benevolence, and support. And I'm thankful to her for all her support. Also, Dr. Krishna Ramamurthy, our Provost and Vice Chancellor, who has set us on a path of restructuring and reform. And we all have no doubt that within a few short years, CMR University will be among one of the best universities, not only nationally, but globally, and that is our goal. So all of them have always been supportive of our efforts. So also Mr. K.C. Jayati, a lot of the infrastructure that you see is because of him. He is our Pro-Chancellor, and also our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sanjeev Ji, Dr. Praveen R., our Registrar, and of course our own beloved Dr. Suja Bennett, Dean of Academics, who has always stood by us and supported us for all initiatives that we take. This conference is a brainchild of our Dean, School of Management, Dr. Sujan. So thank you, sir, for having put us on this path and given us this idea. And then, of course, naturally, you are one of the most hands-on deans we know, because you don't believe in standing on the sidelines, but rolling up your sleeves and getting into the action yourself. So that is a very dedication for us. Dr. Om Prakash, the chair for this conference, has been working for many long months, putting all of this together, and this is the culmination of his efforts. Thank you, sir, for all that you have done to make this come about. I would be lacking in my duty if I did not mention here our association with Ariel University Israel and Andiza for their support for this conference. And I also thank the other deans and directors of schools who are present here and supporting us in this venture. The faculty of the School of Management have always been a bedrock on which we launch all our efforts. As usual, they have burned the midnight oil in making this come about. And I thank each and every one of my colleagues for standing up with us and delivering when the time was needed. Also, we wish to thank the other support staff, our catering staff, our security, all of whom have contributed to this event. A special thanks to School of Legal Studies for having helped us set up the technical part of streaming this live on YouTube. So CMR University does not just talk about cooperation, we actually live it. And so thank you to all the schools for their support. All the research scholars who are here and have made efforts to put in papers and now to present them. I wish you all the best. I thank you for having come here, and I now conclude my vote of thanks. And I would like to now request the dignitaries to vacate the. I mean, they can leave the stage, and so you please rise while the dignitaries leave. The audience will please wait. I have a small announcement. The dignitaries will now leave. Okay, small announcement. There is now a small tea break for all the researchers. Tea is arranged on the second floor of C block. Okay, that is C block is the next block. Second floor, the volunteers will help you reach there. Our faculty will also guide you there. So there is tea arranged. Please have your tea, and then we will go into our sessions. So thank you all for being present here. Please sit down. 1 minute. Please sit down. Don't leave the premises. Please sit down. 2 minutes. Please take your seats again. Please take your seats.